Yeah, and then the number two, that matter of time, you will get a quite interesting thing in life. It still, it doesn't matter in you are now in 50s, 60s, even in your 70s, you will get interesting news which you didn't never expect, you know. So I think that what kind of news we will hear normally, see, your friends dies, maybe parents, maybe children, let's say. And then, you know, second is about regarding your health. You know, you get some disease which you never expect. Maybe your friends, maybe your dear lovers. And maybe third one is regarding your, you know, career. You know, you got a problem with your career, your project, your entrepreneur, whatever business. Yeah, include money things, you know, financial problems. So do you see these are the small areas that we always get news? It's not a big area, you know. So I think it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay to get a little like, oh, you know. But as a spiritual practitioner, like how fast we can overcome, you know, how fast we can come back. So I think that is the whole point of coming back to your meditation object. Like maybe you are practicing outer object as a meditation, or maybe inhale, exhale, like as a breath, your inner breath as your meditation object, which is anchoring, you know. So maybe your guru, if you are practicing a guru yoga, so guru as your meditation object, or maybe you are practicing Mahakala, or maybe Dorje Sempa, or maybe, I don't know, any deity, or any idam, that might be meditation object. So that, you know, maybe you're distracted for some time here and there, but then you come back to your anchoring, your meditation object. So I think the practicing meditation is it is your anchoring to coming back. You know, we call it spiritual home. Okay, your guru, practicing guru yoga is your spiritual home. Maybe practicing idam is your spiritual home. Maybe practicing inhale and exhale, breathing is your spiritual home, which is your center, coming back to your center. And otherwise, you will just going and going and going and going and never coming back. Let's say somebody lose their health, let's say, and or let's say let somebody lose their dear ones, which is sad, which is very sad. But then interesting part is that we, you know, something big thing happen in our life which we don't want to expect, which happen, in which we are experiencing right now, which is literally a thought, I would say, which is experience, but it's a thought. And then you are wondering and worrying, and you are in a shock, let's say shocked. You're there. Let's say 3 days, understandable. 7 days, understandable, because it's a big shock. You know, you got a bad news regarding your family, maybe your health, your job, your career, your, you know, so on and so forth. You got a shock. 1 week, understandable. But you're there for 1 month. Now, little something is wrong here. You're staying there for 1 month, and you're staying there for 1 year now, and you're staying there for somehow 10 years. That's too much. So I think the whole purpose of meditating doesn't matter breathing meditation, or doesn't matter the like a shine meditation as an outer object, or maybe you're meditating on a particular idam, the deity, or maybe chanting a mantra, or maybe you're practicing your guru yoga, or maybe I don't know, like a 16 karmapa or 8 karmapa, or whomever, or you are practicing a guru rinpoche. I think that is the anchoring. You know, you have to come back. It doesn't matter the world collapse, your health collapse, even your body collapse, which means your death. Let's say you are facing right now, you're dying. So we should not lost into like a fear of pain of body, or fear of dying. You have to go back to your idam practice, even the time of last exhale, instead of like a distracting, because then the Guru Rinpoche said, you distract, you'll be lost in the pardo. So even the last exhale, you're losing your body, but not distraction, because your body is also thoughts. Your body is nothing but thoughts. Whatever you are seeing outside, everything is thoughts. Whatever you are hearing is a thought. Whatever you are tasting is a thought, like a taste, you know, from the mouth. So everything 5 sense is experiencing is thoughts. You know, normally we think, no. The sixth one, the mental consciousness, its activity is thoughts. It's almost like what I is seeing is not a thought. No, actually everything. Everything what you are seeing is thoughts. So I think number two, what I wanted to say here for all of you, I think the power of practitioner, we as a practitioner, let's not talk about that liberation, that enlightenment, that siddhi. I think we have to talk about number two, whatever problem you are facing, from health to relation. Let's say you just got a broke up. Maybe let's say you just divorced. Maybe let's say you just heard something which is you didn't expect from your husband or wife. Or let's say you got some from your financial or job, whatever you're going through right now. The interesting thing is, if we don't give a label, let's say if we don't give a label, that means bad. Do you understand what I mean? I got a sick, I got this kind of disease. That means that disease means bad. Now, who said disease means bad, my friends? Because we all have a disease in body. It's a matter of what is more manifesting, what is more getting bigger, what is more like a manifesting surface, and which is you are experiencing. So bad and experience is different. Like you feel uncomfortable experience, it doesn't mean bad. Do you understand? So if when we add this is disease, I'm finished. I'm finished. Now I'm finished. I think this whole labeling thing is, you lost someone you're dear. It doesn't matter she's still alive. Maybe he or she left you, whatever the reason, or maybe cheated you, whatever the reason, or maybe he or she just died, let's say. I mean, that's not easy. But as a practitioner, I think how we can come back, like experience that, it's good to experience anything. Experience it. And then the beauty of good experience or the worst experience in your life, everything is impermanent. It just change. It just change. If you don't hold it, that it is bad experience, it is bad experience, it is bad experience. If you don't hold it, if you don't label it, it change. It just go away. If you don't hold it, like, oh, this is good experience, I want it, I want more, I want forever, and it change, you get suffer. Can you hear me?
Yes, Rinpoche.
Yeah. Okay. So something here I wanted to say in this number two. Do you know this is interesting? When we are, I think the problem, something which is becoming a prolonged, which is getting a long, like some problems are staying there for a longer time. If you go deeper, like a microscopical level, if you zoom it, you will find that actually you are the one who is holding this problem. You don't want this problem, but you are the one who is holding this problem. You are you are labeling this name and you're holding it. Beauty of impermanent is it change. We have an advantage. Everything change. It doesn't matter good or bad, it change. And we have a disadvantage. Let's say, we have a bad habit. That we are not letting our problem to be changed by itself. Doesn't matter physical problem or the psychological problem or your career problem. Maybe you're going through some career problem right now, because of this whole pandemic things. Maybe you're going through some suffering inside you and a fear. So, I mean, if you don't feed, it's like a really feeding it. It's every day you are feeding it. Like, can you imagine that if you don't eat food for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, no water, no food, what will happen to your body? It will die. It will disappear, my friends. It will die. And now something what I realize or discover for myself, any problem you are going through, any problem from your whatever, just name it. any problem you are going through, from relation to health, to psychology, to whatever, depression, to anxiety, to whatever, that nowadays there are millions of crazy names for the, crazy names for any thoughts. You go to some place, so-called, all these expert, mind expert, you go there and say, these days I'm thinking about this particular problem, and they will find the right name for you. You have a this and that problem, like, and then they will put you into the category. And then now you have to take a medicine or maybe some therapy, Let's not go there. So what I'm trying to say here, even your depression, anxiety, mental, psychological problem, health, whatever, if you are holding more than 1 week, of course, even 1 week, you are contributing. See, you are feeding. The way you are feeding your body every morning, afternoon, evening, water, food, food, and then sleeping, waking. So exactly the same with our. Just imagine if you go deeper into our philosophical or spiritual term, the ego. So-called your ego can't really stay there long, my friends, if you don't feed. If you don't feed your ego will die without even noticing you. The ego will just die, can't survive if you don't feed. The same with every problem that you are going through right now. I would say we are contributing to our problem. So if we don't feed our problem, if we don't feed our ego, the liberation is not that far, my friends. Enlightenment is not that far. The problem here, a small problem, let's say, let's go from your physical problem, health problem, to your so-called psychological problem, include your fear. Every second we are contributing. So I'm pretty sure now, maybe through this 2 week, now today is the 15th day, the Shine challenge. Is it the 15th day today? So I don't know how many of you are like taking it quite seriously, and how many of you really recorded your thoughts and write it down in your notebook. And then you start to like really looking at like what kind of thoughts I putting during my meditation. It will give you some picture like, okay, this is what is going on in my mind. This is what is going through my mind. So what I mean is that every day, even, see, my friends, even in the relationship, doesn't matter you are 20, 30 years together, you can't imagine that human emotions are so impermanent. We can't imagine this afternoon what she will going to say, what he will going to do, which will make you very, very upset, my friends. So the interesting part for me nowadays, one thing I really accept, that I will do my best. I will do my best for my health, for my relation to my parents, relation to friends, relation to students, relation to everything, and career, my job, let's say, or my project. Like I will put my 100%. Not like I didn't put anything and then it's happening and then now saying like it's impermanent. No, that's a cheating. That's an excuse. You did something wrong for your wife or husband, and you are saying, yeah, my dear, it's impermanent. Just accept it. No, that's excuse. So we put 100%. But still something is coming up to you. Do you understand? In your job, your career, you put 100%. In your, let's say you have a small project or whatever, you put 100%, and then still some consequences are not happening according to your expectation. I would say, don't worry, just accept any change in your life, include your death, include any death, just keep this kind of mentality, and suffering will be, naturally it will reduce. And another thing is that this few weeks we have been practicing Shine, that what are we doing? Why we are just staring on a particular project, particular object, or particular, experience in your body or your breath? Why we are trying to put our mind on one object or meditation object? Simple. We are trying to find the anchoring, you know. So, which is our base, our foundation, so that we can put our mind in the one object as long as we want. This is very powerful. Like whenever, wherever we want to put our mind on object, something, for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, let's say hour, let's say 24 hours or days, or even weeks, month, so we can put wherever, whenever we want, you know. So that's the why we are doing meditation. So even if your shina is getting better and better, so then you can change the object. Now you can change the object as your yidam practice. So then you can when you do sadhana, you will be not thinking about like a whole 10 direction. You will be very stable in your sadhana, your yidam practice. If you are doing guru yoga, the guru yoga will be very stable, you know. So sometimes it is interesting, my friends. Some of you might be thinking, no, Rinpoche, I mean, my guru yoga is so good. Once I do guru yoga, I'm just there for hours, you know, no distraction. When I'm doing my sadhana, the idam, you know, any deity practice, I'm just into it. So sometimes we assume that we are really deep inside, because we were not aware, we are not mindful of all this crazy distraction. And sometimes what happened, we close eyes and for 1 hour and 59 minutes, you know, and 50, let's say 50 seconds, we were like totally wandering. And some of you have a very bad memory. And then the last second, when we come back and we were thinking about our guru or idam, and then we open our eyes like, wow, that was, you know, I don't remember anything. In the reality, you were either your mind was like do you remember this 5 hindrance? Either your mind was totally dim, dull, what do you call that, muddy, you know, or your mind was totally in a different world, and because of your like a short-term memory, you know, like you came back and you didn't realize. So you were not really doing sadhana, or guru yoga was not profound, but you thought you were in a deep sadhana practice. So that's why after 10 years, no result. So through the shini practice, we become more sensitive of our thoughts. We have become more sensitive of distraction. We are more sensitive about awareness, you know. So that kind of mindfulness, awareness, you know, we are more trained our mind to be concentrate. So that way, we know when we are distracting, because we are so mindful of our include distraction. We know when our mind is in a focus.